What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well today. boy. Wednesday. Hump day. Another hump day, man. This week going by fast. Dude, I swear, I could have sworn. Yo, yo. I'm like, dang, I'm back here on hump day? Cause I'm thinking, I'm hollering hump day. Golly. Man, oh man, oh man. That's what happens when you're doing stuff. When you're doing stuff, that is gonna happen. The week's gonna go by fast. The time gonna go by quick. Man, it's hot, kid. I don't know, might be that stupid coffee. But anyway, meanwhile. So how you doing? How you doing on this wonderful July? You know what I'm saying? It's July the 15th, you know what I'm saying, 2026. Um, um, how's everything? How's everybody doing? I hope y'all doing well. Hope you had a good night's sleep, and hope you got up and you're on your way to work, or you're coming from work, you're at work, or whatever the case may be, or you might be at home. You might just be chilling, you know what I'm saying? You might be, whatever the case may be. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is working out for you in your favor, because by all means, resident, you deserve it. There's a lot going on here in the city of Jackson. A lot going on, you know what I'm saying? Still, life is constantly lifing. So, you know, doesn't make a difference what kind of sanctions we put out there, safety measures. You're going to still have robberies, you're going to still have killings, you're still going to have all this stuff. It's still going to go on, it's still going to go down. You understand what I'm saying? So, only thing you have to do, stay prayed up, and and keep it moving, and try to do the right thing that don't land you in no hot water, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm talking about, resident. So but yeah, it was a lot of things. But but look, I'm gonna give you a present today. I'm gonna give you a nice little present today. I did go down to the city council finally. That was and for me, that was my first time down there ever. Ever. I've never ever been down to a live city council meeting in the chambers. Never. And I'm gonna tell you something. I would suggest, resident, you go. You go down there, because I'm telling you, it's a whole different feel, right? Watch what I'm finna say. It's a whole different feel. Um, from when you're watching it on this television screen, or when you go down there. It's a whole different feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna be real, really real. There is some tension down there. There is some tension down there that I did not really, I really couldn't, see it. I mean, I ain't gonna say I totally couldn't see it. I seen some, but I seen it at its full capacity yesterday. There is some type of um, tension down there. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Kenneth Stokes and the attorney Drew Martin. Hmm, he was giving dude the business yesterday. He asked questions, and it's just like the way he was framing those questions. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying. I just think that, yeah, but it's some tension down there. There's some tension down there. Now I'm gonna say this now. Now Jatran, of course, they gonna strike. and the news media, whatever you seen, whatever they put it out there. Homeboy, came out there with the they came out there on the talking to 16 from the union. The guy from the head of the union. He came to the meeting. They sent the whole entourage came out there. The whole entourage, because I knew like half of them. All them drivers, man, I knew them straight up. They said what's up to me, real talk. Driver said what's up to me, real talk. And I was like, what y'all? And I didn't really like pay attention, but I was talking to the drivers, and I was just telling them, I was telling them what the business is. And I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing. Like I said yesterday, I said today, I told him, I said, the last time I was sitting in this seat right here, MV Transport came in through the back door. I just spilled the beans. Cause they did. And that union dude, I think him and Kenneth Stokes got tension, son. They got tension. They got straight tension. But I sat there quietly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not boisterous like I am here on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just sitting there listening and observing. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that the resident and the drivers, y'all need to come first. I ain't stuck about nothing else. And until they get that until they understand that, they ain't gonna never come to a consensus. Never. They're gonna always be here at this point. Constantly going on strike. Constantly trying to get this passed. Trying to get this policy corrected. Like I told them, I could be totally wrong. Like I said yesterday, MV Transport should be just like the drivers should be working for the city. All the money that's being allocated from the funds, from the fares, need to go straight to the city. And they pay this, and this is how they generate revenue. And MV Transport just come in and operate the buses, keep the buses going, keep the drivers going. But the drivers is up under their own pension through the city. They just, only thing they do is maintain their attendance, do the hiring, do the training. You know what I'm saying? That's what MV Transport should be doing. That's like I said, I could be totally wrong here. And that way the drivers would never ever have to deviate from putting another application when another company comes in. They say, so if another company comes in, it's like, okay, well, another company come in, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what's the policies on the company in terms of how they operate? Come on, man. Let's keep that real. And like I said, all the funds from the fares go straight to the city. They go straight to the city, generated straight to the city, and do advertisement and marketing. And have a good marketing strategy. If you put those things in place, I guarantee you number one, you'll get more riders. You'll get a better drive. You'll get a less driver turnover rate. And everybody will be now everybody be happy, because number one, the policies don't change. As far as the drivers and the passengers, you resident, I'm talking to you resident, real talk. Look, I hate this is going on. And like I said before, I could be totally wrong. But I'm saying it, I'm seeing it my way. This is Raphael Bird's world. You on the 601 network. Real Jackson News. And I'm just telling you straight up. Because that right there would alleviate. If they was coming in like that, the MV Transport could stay in here forever. They could stay in here forever. They could literally stay in here forever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but I can't understand it for the life of me. I can't understand it for the life of me what they tripping about. I can't understand for the life of me. Look, I understand why they tripping, but let me make this clear. I understand why they're upset and they're arguing. But what I'm saying is, I can't understand for the life of me, why should they be arguing when this thing could have went in the way that I'm talking about. If the city of Jackson would have had this whole thing straight from the beginning, yo, this thing would have never went down. It would have never went down. But let's keep it a one. Let's keep it a one. Bust it. Let's just keep it real. Jatran ain't got no bread. Jatran ain't got no bread. Jatran don't have no money. So, so they couldn't do that. But I can tell you this, if they would have did that and had the right marketing strategy, because MV Transport could have handled that. MV Transport would have been up in here and they could have handled the marketing strategy, and you know what I'm saying, of that. And that would have helped them. It would have been a win-win deal. MV Transport would have won, and the city would have won, because it would have been a win-win deal. They'd set up the marketing strategy for them to acquire more riders. You know what I'm saying? Boom. When that revenue allocates, when that revenue generates, boom. Everybody get paid. Everybody is happy. Everybody getting paid. The drivers is happy. The city's happy. And then on top, the city can get grants. They get grants for running their own transportation. Come on, B. You know they're giving out grants. The federal government give out grants to run this mess. They give out grants. What the heck the city doing? That's grant funds. Just like the airport get grant funds. They get grant funds. That's transportation. They get a transportation grant fund. Look, once again, I say that I could be totally wrong. But I just think maybe I'm ass backwards. Maybe, I don't know. I might be ass backwards. But I'm the resident. I'm telling you. What we doing? What we really doing? What is it that we're really doing here? But anyway, so like I said, I went down here to the city council deal, and I sat there and I kind of listening to the the council and their resolutions and things of that nature. There was and I'm listening to this. Of course, they talking about these data centers, and they had the speakers come up and they talked about how these data centers is would affect businesses and people and things like that, and allegedly potentially affect, create some type of adverse effect to the environment and to people's health and things like that and everything like that. But in my opinion, I think there's more to this than what they're saying, because here's the deal: because why is they making a big deal out of this? Once again, like I said before, I'm going to say it one more time. Why in the world they didn't make a big deal out of this mess when they put up them damn cell phone towers? Now, according to some studies, they say that the cellular signals has it does something with the earthworms. I think they kill off the earthworms or something. Now, according to some studies. So, the cellular signals. So, isn't the cellular? They talk about a lot of studies how the cellular signals causes cancer. Cellular signals do this. Cellular signals do that. Allegedly. But I'm saying, why they didn't raise saying? Why did the whole entire nation did not raise sand about them cell towers. See, I look at things from a small level. Because in my mind, I'm like this. Yo, we could put up these, we put up these cell towers. They ain't gonna say nothing. Now, boom, now they got these data centers. What does these data centers represent? What does these data centers represent? If they're going up in every freaking city and state, what does that mean? Could it mean that, like I said, could it mean that, this is just the beginning to quantum computing, to where you're not going to be able to, you don't need a hard drive or motherboard or CPU. All you need to do is connect it to a little central stand, connect it to your maybe it's going to be on Wi-Fi. Not Wi-Fi, but Bluetooth or whatever. I don't know, because I know they said it was improving the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth signal is going to be improved. Maybe that data center is going to be something that's going to also enhance the Bluetooth signal. You know what I'm saying? To where, the computering, they want everybody to compute through those data centers. Why you think maybe that's probably why they buying up all the RAM sticks and putting these racks in. One big stinking, all these computering on one mainframe. Well, multiple mainframes bounces from data center to data center. If you want to go on Amazon, go on Amazon. You want to go on Google, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. You don't say anything gonna go in the cloud. Your storage is in the cloud. They got cloud, Amazon Web Services is in the cloud. So they got a data center for that. You know what I'm saying? So what does that really mean? Is that what they're gonna be doing? Could that potentially allegedly could be doing? They could be doing. They're trying to get rid of all of your home computers, where everybody, because they got this AI thing coming. This AI thing is out, and it's improving. And they how well, we're gonna be doing, and they build a cell towers for the AI. You know what I'm saying? So now you got a cell tower for AI, and you can use when you go online. Boom, boom. I totally blind, but I can see it. I can totally see that. I can see that happening if you really think about it. That they could be working towards futuristic where everybody is already on their phones, and so you can do research just with a computer system, with a keyboard, some type of little device, and it'd be Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever the case may be, however signal, whatever kind of signal you're getting, and the signal never dies. That's why they're using electricity, because it enhances the signal. And the signal never dies. It's a strong signal. So you ain't gonna never have to worry about losing now, I'm telling you, look, I could be wrong, but I could see that happening. That could be happening. Because like I said, it's always something that they're gonna say that you're not going to it's gonna be something that they're gonna say that they're gonna say that you're gonna react to, but in the background they're doing something else. It's something that they're not saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay, question. Here's another question. When the data centers go up, what are they gonna do to cell towers? Is the cell towers gonna be incorporated in the data centers too? Wonder. I really wonder. You know what I'm saying? I really wonder what is that really going to mean? You see? So, this is something that, it's something more. It's something more to this. It's something more to this. And let me say this. Councilman Vernon Hartley was 100% correct. He was 100% correct. He was 100 to the extent was he was saying that the infrastructure of the city needs to be studied. Planning to you have to have proper planning because it's just like, for example, and he made this kind of this example. You know, it was an example for what I'm finna give. It's simple. It was sort of similar to what he gave. It's just like if you got a plant. Let's say you got a plant. Let's say you're selling TVs, flat screen TVs, for example, right? Boston. You selling flat screen TVs, and you got a whole factory. I mean, not a factory. Let's say, I'm not gonna say sell. Let's say you want to manufacture televisions, like manufacture them, assemble them, and put them to a whole factory. And then you got a distribution center. You got the factory and the distribution center, right? And you want to go to a certain neighborhood or within a city. You got to build the infrastructure for that business. Is that infrastructure ready for that? Is the infrastructure is ready to handle a plant like that? Because you got trucks coming in. You got trucks coming in, trucks coming out, 18 wheelers. That's heavy equipment, right? Then you're gonna have a lot of heavy traffic coming in. People getting to and from work. What does the roads look like? What does the access roads look like? How can those trucks get in and out of there? You know what I'm saying? You know, is the atmosphere ready for that? What is the electrical? Is the electrical infrastructure ready to handle a plant like that? What about the gas, the lights, you know, all that, the water? You know what I'm saying? Because all facilities need those types of those utilities. So what we talking about here? If you don't have the proper planning, why would you put something? Why would you just can't up and say willy-nilly say we're gonna put something up? Boom. It's a lot going into this. It's a lot going into this. And like I say, he's 100% correct. 100% correct. You see, it's just like, you know, like I said, you know, when you're talking about bringing in something like a data center or a plant or something like that, man, you gotta have planning. This is like the tire plant. Just like Nissan. They built a train system over there. A train system go through those places where it connects. Y'all remember when Lynch Street, right there, Lynch Street in Valley, when they had that plant right there? Man, they had a train system coming through there on Ellis Avenue, which is now known as Bobby Rush. Right there where Hutcho's is. It was a train system coming through there. The infrastructure it's got to be planned. So he was 100% for that. And and he is the new president for the city council. Big ups to him. And 7th Ward, I can't remember his name. I always get his name. I always forget his name. But the 7th Ward city council member. He's now the new vice president. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you have to have that. You have to have that. You have to have it, because if you don't have proper planning, it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. Give a case in point. Just like we was talking about that plant that was over there on Valley Street. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is this. It's like they built them apartments over there. Was it, I don't know, Palestine apartments? What do they call them? I don't know. But I remember when they built them, wasn't no plan. They supposed to have dug up that ground. That plant sat there forever until they tore it all down. Did they treat that soil? No, they didn't. Did they dig that soil up and put some new soil down? No, they didn't. Bet you folks can't even live over there no more. I don't know, but I doubt it. They probably shut them apartments down. You gotta have planning. You gotta have planning. Period. Point blank. Those people planned for that Nissan plant. Why you think they did them in their domain and they was paying people out of their houses and stuff? Bought up all that property because they bought up that property that they're not even using. Because they don't want nothing around it. Nothing. They don't want nothing around it. So, but like I said, he's 100% correct. He's 100% correct. To what extent, I don't know. But they passed the moratorium. There's 7 members on that council. 5 passed it. 2 did not. 2 did not. It was Ashley Foots and Councilman Hartley. They wasn't for it. They wasn't going for it. Because in my mind, you're delaying the inevitable. Yeah, they just delaying the inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Because check it. Watch what I say. They say it's gonna be, 180 days? You watch. It ain't gonna be 180 days, y'all. What is it gonna be 180 days? Yeah, 6 months. They say it's gonna be 6 months. But you watch when I tell you. Somebody gonna come up with something. This politic mess is messy. It can be messy. But somebody gonna come up with something. And they're gonna want to pass it. And it's gonna go back into session. And somebody's gonna say, well, we got the plan. And the wheels and deals gonna be made, baby. Wheels and deals gonna be made. And it's gonna be a win-win deal. It's gonna be a win-win deal for them, and it's gonna be a win-win deal for the city. It's gonna be a win-win deal for the resident, which is you. Y-O-U. But you watch. I'm not betting that this thing gonna last no 6 months. Somebody gonna come up with a plan. And it's going to be a comprehensive one. Let me tell you something, resident. You think a billionaire, a multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire, ain't got people around them that can plan this? You see my point? Let me tell you something. You can have, let's metaphor this for a minute. You can have burglar bars around your house. You know where I'm going. You can have burglar bars around your house. You can have the state-of-the-art alarm system. You can even have the best King Corsico dogs, Rottweilers, or Doberman Pinschers guarding your facility. You can have five vicious Chihuahuas inside the house. But if a sucker wants something out your house, they're gonna get it. And I don't give a ding dong what kind of security system you got in your house. If you're the target, you're gonna get got. if those suckers gotta come from the roof and wedge your roof open and take a grappling hook and get what they gonna get out your spot, they gonna do it. If they gotta come through the floor with a camera to scope your joint out, feed your dogs, poison them up, and they go, if whatever methods they gonna use, if they want to get into your facility, whether if it's your home or your business, they're going to do it. And that's the same thing what I'm saying here about those billionaires. If they want to come into this city, they will have a plan, a comprehensive plan that the city council, the mayor, and everybody else can agree to, adhere to, and move forward. Watch what I say. I don't give it 6 months. Just like I said about this DiBiase case, look, I'm telling you right now, you just sit back and watch, resident. Plain landed. Let's go on to something else. So I went down here to this, of course, meeting. Jatran. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about this Jatran stuff for a minute. I know I talked about it before, but I want to get back to that. I think they got Ken Stokes and they had some words. Ken Stokes and that their union leader had words. And I really think in my mind that they're really poo-pooing on that union and those workers. They're poo-pooing on them. Let me tell you why. Because MV Transport decided that they want to go out and get new workers. Like here, what I allegedly hear from Alaska and all these different other places, California, I don't know, all these different other places, and they, of course, they putting them up in hotels, and of course they're going to do that because they ain't got nowhere to live. So they putting them up in hotels. You know, I know the game. You know what I'm saying? When I was a driver, you know, that's what they do. You know, the company will put you up in a hotel, and you know they pay you. You know, they treating it like it's a trucking company. They treating this mess like it's a trucking company. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like the what's it the LTL companies, you know, like American Freightway, FedEx, and the one that drive those doubles and triple 18-wheelers. Well, what they do with them is, like I said, they put them up in hotels and they let them drive, and they just drive from terminal to terminal. Well, this is kind of like what they're doing. They're hiring these folks from everywhere, and they're bringing them in, put them up in hotels, and say, hey, you go from here to there, boom, boom, and pick up the resident. You know what I'm saying? Pick up our resident so we can keep this operation moving on until the strike is over with, and then we're going to send you back home. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me ask you this question, resident. What if some of them new drivers, they want to stay? What if they want to stay? What if they get the bread? What if they accumulate enough money and they want to get them an apartment and they want to stay? What if they decide they want to change their life and come down here to Mississippi to stay and want to be a driver? Now, allegedly, they're saying that these drivers don't have CDLs in their driving. I told them, I said, that don't compute with me. And I told one of the drivers that in the meeting. And because I'm gonna tell you straight up, although I have lost my eyesight, I have no eyesight for 20 years, I still know about this. I still know about this mess. It's a federal stinking law. It goes against federal law for you to drive a Class B bus with a regular license. Bruh, if they doing it, they can get in trouble. I can guarantee you. They will get in trouble. And the DOT ain't playing. Not when it comes to that. Now, let me say this. DOT is very, very lenient here in the city well, in the state of Mississippi, they're very, very lenient. You know what I'm saying? According to my experience, they're very, very lenient. Georgia, they rough. Alabama, they lenient. Te- Louisiana, and certain parts they don't play. Texas, lenient, but they got they highway patrol full grown. They full grown. They full grown. They all in one. They all in one over there in Texas. They full grown. That's what they call them, full grown. A lot of drivers call them full grown. You know what I'm saying? They DOT plus they highway patrol. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is Mississippi they a little lenient, but as far as that law is concerned, I'm telling you, resident, if they're breaking the law in that capacity, I can tell you this here, they're gonna lose. MV Transport will get in trouble. So I don't think that they're doing that. It don't compute to me for you to hire somebody from somewhere else that don't have a CDL. That had to be the qualification. Ain't no way you're driving a Class B bus with a regular license. There's no way. And so I'm not totally stupid, but now what I did come to understand from one of the drivers, which is hearsay, that they are paying them more. And that's the problem that I have. That's the problem that I have with MV Transport, with this stinking debacle. Because how you gonna pay somebody coming from out of town more? Now I understand about, look, we all know that that's tax. That's gonna be a tax credit. That's common sense. Common sense. Well, I ain't gonna say it's common sense because a lot of folks don't know it's not that common. That's a tax credit for the company, for them to put you up in the room and board and all that stuff. That's tax credit for them. I learned that when I first started driving. You know what I'm saying? That it's a tax credit, not a tax deduction. So that means they're gonna get their bread back. So they don't mind doing it. That's why the trucking companies do it. It's a tax credit. It's not a deduction. Now, meals, all that. I'm telling you, because meals, I'm telling you, all that is, telling you, it's credit. It's not a deduction. So, yeah, so I understood that part. But it doesn't compute to me for you to bring somebody with a Class D license to drive a Class B truck, a Class B vehicle with a passenger endorsement. You can have a Class D. They probably have. If you had a Class D license with a passenger endorsement, it don't make no difference. You can't drive it. That's the same. Just the same. You got a Class D license. You driving a cab. You gonna get up in an 18-wheeler. Come on, man. Ain't no company gonna do that. You know what kind of crap you know what kind of DOT justice gonna come down, rain down on them? Man, they'll shut the company down, son. They'll shut that company down, resident. They'll shut it down. So, but like I said, I have a problem with them, with paying them. They should not be paying them. They should not be paying. They paying them more. And that driver was saying to me that they are treating them like crap. Shout out to those drivers that work for Jatran. Real talk. Every last one of you. If you're reviewing this video, share it. Click like and share. I want them to get this message too. This is important. For real. I want everybody to understand that it ain't their fault that they getting messed over. You know what I'm saying? And I have always been with the driver. Me, personally, all them drivers, they know me. I've always been with the drivers. I ain't never been stood with them stinking companies because I know how they roll. I know how they roll. I always been for the driver. Because the driver be the first one to hear it and the last one to hear it. So, but like I said, click like and share this video out so the algorithms can get out to more people so they can really hear and listen to what's really going on here in the city of Jackson. Because 16 News ain't going to tell it. 16 News ain't going to tell it. They're not going to tell it. I mean, because they're on it brief. Like, what was it, 8 seconds? What is it, an 8-second story? Come on, B. Maybe 10 seconds. So, nah. But I want to get this out. Please click like and share. Oh, Cash App a Cat. Foresight. 718. FORESIGHT. 718. You know what I'm saying? Cash at me. You know what I'm saying? And let me know. I don't care if it's $1, $5, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, I really appreciate the Cash App. But just Cash at me. Like I said, Foresight 718. FORESIGHT 718. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You got some questions you want to ask, or you want to kind of, you want to give me a holler? Hey, send me an email at blindintelligence718@gmail.com. I'm always available, and I will respond. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But, meanwhile, like I said, you have to, resident, it's crunch time, baby. It's crunch time. Look, I understand mainstream media gonna do what they do, but I got a job to do too, and my job is to get it out to you the way it's supposed to be, the way it is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know what's really going on. They're only going to report certain aspects of it. Because they got other stories that they got to cover. But I'm gonna tell you how it really is. It's whack. And MV Transport is really, I'm telling you, these companies suck. And the city is trying to protect. I understand the city is trying to protect the resident and trying to protect the flow of the routine of the resident. You know what I'm saying? But what about the drivers? You know what I'm saying? What about them drivers, man? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this here. It ain't no progress without sacrifice. You can't get no progress without sacrifice. And I'm saying that I'll say that even if I was working with a regular 9 to 5 taking that bus. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like this. I always said for me, Jatran don't roll, I don't roll no way. So that means that I didn't give a ding dong. But my point is, they didn't want to sacrifice. They want to keep them tax dollars still moving. See, that's the whole problem. That's not the problem, but that's the whole key. See, those are taxes. Those are taxpayers. They're trying to keep the winning going, and not only that, they're constantly paying MV Transport. MV Transport, they don't want to reconfigure. Cause see, but my thing is this. Check it. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna land my plane and I'm gonna bounce. They pay MV Transport, right? Alright. But if they shut them down, they ain't got to pay them. If Jatran go on strike for, if they go on strike for a month, That's a whole month they ain't gotta pay MV transport. That money can be that bread can be prorated. Cause they ain't did no service. But then you gotta look at the residents, right? Residents gonna be out of, we're gonna be out of bus services for a month. And see, that's gonna, they're gonna, that's gonna be, now they're gonna look at it as bad publicity. Nah. Like this, like we always say. What's they say? Say it comes. With great power comes with great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. What I'm saying is that with great power, you gotta have a sacrifice. Somebody gotta be a sacrificial lamb. Somebody gotta be a sacrificial lamb here. If you were out of a bus for a certain period of time, okay. See, they looking at it like we out of a bus, yo. That might sway the voters. That might sway the voters. That might sway the voters. But if you come with an understanding, the voters might be in your favor. Cause I'm gonna be straight up with you, resident. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna tell you, be transparent. You're gonna have to foot this brunt and start talking. They should be talking to these little companies that's out here trying to provide services. I ain't talking about Uber and Lyft. Forget them. I'm talking about these small businesses out here that's trying to have companies. They got companies out here. Pick up these drivers, and and the money that they allocate, they can take that bread and pay it in until they get it straight with MV transport. Come on, man. So, but that's it for me. I'm done. My plane landed. I just wanted to, I had to run that play. To tomorrow. We see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow gonna be Thursday. I got that Jatran meeting, that Jatran paratransit coming up this afternoon, this morning, and I will be filling you in on it tomorrow. So we talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.